Hello everyone again. My name is Veronica Surna from 20 Communications. And I would like to welcome you to today's Scalable Cities Café. That is on harnessing AI for smart urban transformation. We have our experts here, Caroline Cheng from SINTEF, Dr. Wolfgang Loibl from Sustainable Transformation Network, and Mengjie Han from Dalarna University. I will be guiding you throughout the cafe, but please do not hesitate to interact with our experts. We have a couple more questions also for you to answer, because we like to make it interactive and engaging. And so I would like to ask you to sit back, relax, ask questions, engage, and enjoy today's cafe.
Thank you very much.
First and foremost, let me talk a bit more about the Scalable Cities. So Scalable Cities is a network, an initiative of the European Commission, of the Smart Cities and Communities projects that have implemented solutions and piloted them in so-called lighthouse cities. And we're looking to scale them up and replicate them through the so-called follower or fellow cities, so that they can be actually scale up fully across Europe and actually provide some impact, such as new jobs or energy savings. These solutions can be across many areas. That can be mobility, smart buildings, smart infrastructure, citizen engagement, data platforms, and or AI, or even new business models or governance. The community is fully city-led. Currently, it is counting 142 unique cities, as you can see, fully really across Europe, out of which 48 are the lighthouse cities. Those are the ones that are actually leading and piloting all of the solutions, and then 73 fellow cities. A subgroup of both of those is also the cities that are implementing positive energy districts, and those are our newest addition of the community. The smart cities projects have actually started back in 2014 and are actually really coming together in this community, and are going forward with it by the newest edition of 8 projects in 2024, who are the ones that are the most focused on the positive energy districts. The Scalable Cities Café is a format that we have introduced to actually help you understand a bit more all the solutions and the impacts and all the knowledge that has been actually gathered throughout all these projects, throughout all these years. Today we will be talking about on harnessing the power of AI and how to drive through that smarter urban development and enhance sustainability. The cafe is here for you to also learn from experts, but so learn about how AI is transforming urban planning, but also to engage in discussions and open dialogue and ask even practical questions and bring your own input from your own city, from your own projects. Many of you are a part of one of these projects or are implementing similar solutions in your city. So we are also here to exchange ideas and share experiences and explore innovative pathways for AI-driven urban sustainability. As I said, it's a series of Scalable Cities Cafés. This is the series 2. We had sessions on innovation procurement, on replicating in small and medium-sized cities, on energy communities, and today we are talking about empowering cities with AI. We will be then talking in November and December about urban digital twins and how to enable positive clean energy districts. I would like to also invite you to follow us on social media or on the website to find the recordings of the sessions that have already passed, or to join us for the next session. Today's session will be recorded, so please be aware of that, and by continuing to listen and remaining in this call, you are actually giving consent to being recorded. The recording will be then posted on the website and on social media. We will do a small post-production. And if you do not wish to appear in this recording, either turn off your camera or please leave the call and then listen to what has been said after. There will be a Q&A session at the end, but if you have any questions, comments, or anything throughout the whole presentation and the discussion, please don't hesitate to join in, raise your hand, and or mention it in the chat of the meeting. We have also for you the direct way to engage, and there will be questions for Slido throughout the session. And you can join the Slido questions on this QR code, or by going to slido.com and entering the respective numbers. But now, let me then stop talking and give the words to our three experts, because those are the ones that want to share their research with you. So I would like to again welcome Caroline Cheng, a research scientist and project manager from SINTEF, Dr. Wolfgang Loibl, CEO of Sustainable Transformation Network,
Hi.
and Mengjie Han, who is associate professor in microdata analysis at Dalarna University.
Hello.
Welcome. We are very excited to have you here and to hear of your research and all the knowledge that you have to share with us.
Yeah, thank you for being invited. Thank you.
So maybe first you could actually tell us a bit more about the research and the study that you have performed across the Scalable Cities and the Smart City Community Project.
Maybe I shall start. We just have here an overview slide, and we have here quite put a lot of things into. I just want to say how was the structure and what was the idea of the study. Yeah, we have a study done which each of us has 21 days to contribute. So we have here first to show the general overview on AI on the one side, and on the typology of AI applications in an urban context on the other side. This was somehow our first bigger chapter. Then we were asked also to discuss the challenges, the gaps, the risks that are facing when we are applying AI. There we are talking about the key challenges, the opportunities, the barriers, and the risks. And this was quite 15 pages. We have only the possibility of writing 50 pages. So it was, we have to squeeze this into 15 pages. And then we are continuing, or we have been continued to have this best practice analysis. And we showed what kind of applications have been done in the earlier lighthouse projects and lighthouse cities, because we were asked to consider the first 20 the first 20 projects on smart cities and communities, but we have extended this to include here all what we found, yeah, because firstly, it has been said these 20 projects show only 5 AI applications. We have been searching then, and there were a lot more. It was then 12, and then we said, well, we cannot stay with this 20 projects for this maybe 50 cities or 30, and then we said we have to extend our activities to have a research on what cities in Europe are in general applying AI and what's going on there. Yeah, this was then our next step to have these best practices here shown in a comprehensive way. And then we came to the actions which have been taken to implement AI by the cities. We did the SWOT analysis, we did the PESTEL analysis to have here a kind of synthesis, and then we came to the recommendations and strategies for a successful AI implementation and the outlook what may come in the future. This is, so to say, the overview. And here, the slide, what you see here is quite a part of the of chapter 3, which refers to what AI applications have been done and how can we have here a typology. And here you see 7 kind of domains which are AI related. These are not the standard smart city domains, but they are somehow showing the range from the internal administration of a city. There is a lot of support needed and possible. Then we came to the policy side, showing the analysis, what's going on in using the data that can be gained from all sensors and statistics, and to have the urban planning issue also listed, which can be supported through AI a lot. Then we came to the proper applications for the outside, the administration. And here the first big one is the client group of our citizens. Yeah, so the citizen services is the major group of applications where the people are affected of, and where the people can benefit of, and there is also social and healthcare services included. Then we come to the kind of technical applications regarding the infrastructure maintenance, including energy, which is smart grids, which is wastewater, which is whatever. Yeah, all the infrastructure issues are listed here. Then we came to a certain topic, which is also kind of infrastructure, but it is referring to the population a lot. So it is in all those typologies listed extra, and this is public transportation and traffic management. Yeah, and here is a lot somehow possible and necessary for the future to have the traffic done in a more smoother way, and this may happen in the future little by little, and then more and more. Yeah. Then we came to the environmental monitoring and air pollution reduction as issues, where AI is also a topic. These are often, and this is quite clear why, they are often combined with energy management topics. So you will see then later a slide of the occurrences of applications where this has been merged to the infrastructure, to the energy issue. And then the final one is the public safety and security domain, where we talk about how the people can have a safer life here, how emergency issues can be tracked, and what can be done to help the population feeling secure. Yeah? This is somehow the overview of our 7 domains which we are referring to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wolfgang. That was quite a comprehensive overview. I would like to ask you, though, to actually define the artificial intelligence in urban development, and potentially, if you can maybe give a bit more explanation of what is the difference between AI-driven solutions and between that and the traditional urban planning and management approaches. Is there any difference between the AI tools and the regular digital tools?
Yeah, maybe I can say something about this. So first, thank you for the invitation to this cafe. Um, uh, because there's still no formal definition of AI. Based on my understanding, based on my experience, we can simply consider AI as a tool, as a very smart tool. So we can actually use different technologies in mathematics, statistics, uh, computer science, and some kind of data science to develop such kind of tools. So these tools can more or less simulate human intelligence. They can behave like a human to implement very complex tasks. But unfortunately, I would say the current development of AI technologies is still in their very early stage. We have a lot of breakthroughs, for example, ChatGPTs and some other kind of language models. This is a good thing. We have seen some developments, but still we need a lot of efforts to build this artificial general intelligence, where the tools can behave like a human. Or we can say that we cannot easily distinguish if it is a machine or is a human behavior. So so to summarize, it is very smart tool that can substitute some human tasks, but still in the current stage we need we still need human input. We can consider AI as an assistant to human. Maybe in the future we can have this AGI, artificial general intelligence, but so far we still need the collaboration between human and machine. If you look at the difference between AI and the traditional ways of in urban management, I would say I think it's about 10 to 15 years ago. We had this big data concept. So based on this big data technique, AI has got a lot of attention, which has never been used in previous practices. So most of the AI decisions are based on data, so are based on the sophisticated algorithms. From my point of view, this is the most obvious difference compared to more data area. So yeah.
May I add here one little statement, which is referring to urban planning and to urban development issues. While the standard IT-driven solutions are using predefined models, historical data, static policy frameworks, they're using standard tools like GIS, statistics, data platforms to show results which are triggered by the application which is used by some technicians, etc. AI can do it without human interaction. Yeah? AI is able to predict, to self-learn, and to adapt the results and the decisions depending on real-time input. Yeah? So it's a very exciting kind of tool group, which is helping a lot and can help a lot, and which is, and this is the fundamental difference to the standard IT applications, which are just rule-based, yeah, while AI is rule-based too, but the rules can be adapted on the fly.
Yeah. And maybe to, in a nutshell, to address Veronica's questions, how we can distinguish between AI and regular digital tools is I think the distinction lies in the primarily adaptability of AI system to include self-learning.
Thank you very much. That was a great explanation, and I think I understand a bit more the difference between the AI tools and the regular digital tools better. But let's also test our audience who is here with us today to go on the next slide with the Slido. And we would like to ask you, how can AI be implemented in cities and help urban development? What do you think would be the best application of AI and how it can actually help? So you can scan the QR code and enter the poll. And I would like then our experts also to comment on what they see and what their opinion is on this. So we have various options. AI can help improve urban planning efficiency. AI can help enhance citizen engagement. It can help streamline mobility and energy management. It's something also that was already a bit mentioned. And it can enable sustainable growth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have at least some of the audience that has answered and contributed. And I'd like to ask also the experts of, okay, so how can AI be implemented in cities and help urban development? And why is it such an important tool in cities? So how can we utilize AI, and can it really empower the cities and the citizens, like some of the audience has actually suggested?
Okay, I can start. I think it was interesting to see how the Slido results swap between urban planning analysis and then the energy management. Yeah, indeed, in our study, as Wolfgang introduced earlier, we have identified several domains where AI can empower the cities and the citizens. So this is from city administrative support and to urban planning analysis, and also to the infrastructure and energy management areas. But I'd like to maybe elaborate on the two examples pertaining to urban planning and analysis and the energy management. So under urban planning and analysis, indeed, AI can support the creation of digital twins that replicate the physical environment of a city. And such models will allow testing of various development strategies and show in real time the effects on transportation, housing, population growth. And this makes it much easier for planners and also for citizens to understand the different trade-offs and how planning decisions have to be optimized, because you can't win all. And there's also opportunity to make planning more participative, interactive, to allow for participation. And the other one I want to touch on is on energy management. There is a certainly role for open data and AI to enable what has been termed the citizen energy communities to adequately deploy and operate local energy systems independently in a decentralized way, and in collaboration with new market actors such as aggregators that are popping up everywhere.
Okay.
Can you show your bar chart again, or is this gone?
We can go back.
Of the survey.
Yeah, we can.
it's quite interesting how the people are experience what AI is able to contribute. And what I see here is enhancing citizen engagement is on the last place here. And I am quite convinced there will be a more distinct activity seen in the future, and it is still there. We have a lot, I think nearly every city has in the meantime chatbots. Chatbots is nothing else than a virtual assistant, which is AI. Yeah, and the crucial thing is for this application, you need a big knowledge base. Yeah, which means you need data, and the more data you have, the better is the system self-learning, and the system is answering what you ask in a quite proper way. So I think the citizen engagement will be accelerated. What is also done through AI for this is sentiment analysis, yeah? Which means that for social media input, for all inquiries, the people in the administration can extract the mood of the people, the opinions, what they want to have, and how they want to contribute. So this is a lot what can be here contributed to enhance the participatory engagement in urban planning, in all urban decision making. So I think this shall not be overseen.
Thank you, Wolfgang, and I fully agree that I was quite surprised to see the citizen engagement on the bottom, because to me that was kind of the low-hanging fruit that is already almost out there, and that can actually help citizens to get closer to the city administration by not having to go through experts and going directly through a system that would understand their requirements or their needs.
Exactly.
But maybe let's go to the next question, because maybe our audience knows a bit more something that we don't know. So many of you are, of course, from a project and representing a city, but all of you definitely live in a city. So can you think of any AI applications that have been implemented in your city or in another city? And were there any successful? And if you can think of several ones, please let us know the most successful ones. And I know we have already mentioned a couple of applications, but I would like to know the ones that you know about. So now I'm very interested in hearing. Okay, there's not too much aware of. Okay. I'm hoping that at least someone would know. Nothing. Okay. And I think we have still one more person that would like to let us know. And I'm hoping that they at least, perfect. At least they were aware of mobility management and traffic flow with AI-driven traffic sensors. Great. And perhaps we would have another example. Just to kind of give our audience a bit of a hint, we've mentioned a couple of those already. And Wolfgang has mentioned them quite recently. So, okay. So we have air quality predictions, we have complaint management and drafting of replies, and we have mobility management and traffic flow. Maybe we can then also ask our experts, what are the case studies and what are the examples of the AI applications that have been implemented in the cities and in where they have seen it in their research.
Yeah, we did a survey what applications can be found in Europe. And here you see from our 7 domains, they are merged now to 6 here. You see here that for citizen services, for infrastructure management, including energy management, and for public transport and public and traffic management, you have quite the same amount of applications which are distributed over Europe. So all of these are important. You have not I think what is maybe not so obvious is as energy management, not in buildings, there it is to be seen, but when you talk about smart grids, etc., nobody cares that the whole energy system is running through AI applications. You have a demand and this must be here covered, and you have this kind of balancing which is all time done through AI, and this is not only done at national and European scale, this is also done in city scale. And we don't have only the energy regarding the power supply, we have also heat supply, we have district heatings which are controlled through AI to see what is the weather prediction, what should be for tomorrow be the energy load to be used for heating, etc. All those things are here integrated. Regarding infrastructure, it is also somehow hidden because infrastructure maintenance is quite a costly issue, and the better there is a planning, and the more there is a monitoring how weak the bridges or the roads will become year by year. There is this AI application a tool group which allows to come in an early way to apply so add construction work where it's necessary to have little maintenance costs. Safety and security is also an issue which is maybe not so much considered. Also, you can see it. You have that many surveillance cameras, and many of them are using AI for pattern recognition, for motion recognition, what's going on there, to have a kind of alerting of policy of police departments when they find something unusual is going on the images. So this is all somehow integrated in AI applications, and this work a lot. Urban planning will come. Urban planning is now not so much integrated with AI applications, but I think this will come. That the more digital twins, which comes next week or in 2 weeks, show up in the cities, the more is there a possibility to integrate AI in urban planning issues to show what impacts may happen when there comes new buildings, when there comes a new road, what could be the reaction of the population. In Amsterdam, they call it, how do they call it? Stakeholder simulation. Yeah, they call it this way to show what kind of reactions may happen when this and that happens, to understand and to have a better possibility to set up a decision about future construction work, etc. So this is all quite a lot what's going on in the cities. Yeah. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, Wolfgang. I would like you to kind of think a bit more about your research in a bit more concrete way. We've asked our audience whether they can think of any examples in their own city. And in your research, you have definitely come across several applications. In the previous slide, we saw 70 different applications of AI across cities. Can you can you give us some good examples, some let's say almost best practices of cities where the AI has really been successfully implemented, and then try to identify the key factors that were that help the cities to be successful? Because we see a lot of applications that is a bit of let's say gimmicky application, and it would be great to really learn from the best of and the most successful ones.
Well, there are so many, and it's difficult to point out. I did a kind of pre-screening, having to an overview. For instance, Amsterdam. Amsterdam AI is a big website. They have more than 50 applications or topics listed what they are solving. So with AI, so smart traffic Amsterdam is one of the important tasks where they are optimizing the traffic flow. They are so reducing congestions, reducing the travel time through the sensors they are using, and through cameras and recognition of patterns which are running there. There are a lot of cities which have applied smart traffic applications. For instance, in Prague, they have done it also with parking lots to identify where parking lots are free, where they can somehow guide their users to places to avoid traffic which is not necessary. This is also this is referring to the traffic situation. Regarding citizen services, there is a lot going on, and nobody recognizes so much. I will here mention Tartu in Estonia. The city is benefiting from Estonia's e-government system. They have 120 use cases, 120, not in the city alone. They have it in the state, and they have 40 reusable AI components, so which means that they need not be programmed a second time. They can be taken and used. So this is quite helping a lot for the cities and for the citizen to have a better interaction between each of them, and to allow here they have added public e-courses for those key topics, including AI, so literacy. So I think, yeah, this is for instance Tartu. We have the same in Espoo. They have also this kind of applications for the citizens to have a support there. Espoo has also energy system optimization through AI. But I want to continue with the citizen services in Vienna. Yeah, they have a chatbot who was asked 1.2 millions, to get here information, to get personalized online services for various topics. And to be honest, the chatbot is really funny. He is not only, I say he, could be a she too. He says he is not only writing your answers, he's also talking to you, and he can even talk in Viennese dialect. So it's quite funny to have these applications, and I think it's also a thing what is necessary, that you don't only attract through the information what it is, you must do a kind of entertainment. So infotainment is helping to have the people accepted those activities and accepted those possibilities and adopted these possibilities for their the decision making contribution to a city. Copenhagen, for instance, has a weather forecast related analysis tool to model flooding, what may happen, and how to help avoiding here big damage. all those possibilities are here to be considered. In Milano, they have a prediction for air quality to inform the population about the possibilities and the usefulness of outdoor activities. Yeah, so we have not only simple kind of monitoring, you have also the possibility to get here additional service given to the people to avoid being hurt, to avoid being whatever. So I think there is a lot of activities here running. What else is, maybe I just have made a list of interesting use cases. As I think when I see this here, they have optimized the waste collection to reduce fuel consumption. So you have little by little many activities which are helping you to reduce your greenhouse gas emissions, to reduce your waste collection time. You can to reduce traffic. You can use in Oslo they are using AI to manage water resources. Yeah, they get real-time data from sensors to check the water systems, to predict about pipe failures, to detect leakages, to optimize water usage. So you have so many possibilities where AI is implemented, and I think nobody has now the overview what's going on here, and I think it is a good way to contribute and to show and to exchange knowledge to help other cities of benefiting from application from others.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. And that was a really exhaustive list of the case studies. And I would like to now ask and check whether everybody has been listening also to you, and ask our audience what is, in their opinion, the key factor in the successful adoption in AI in cities. And Wolfgang has mentioned several ones, and he has also given quite a list of examples. So I would like to now understand from the audience, what do they think is the key factor in the successful adoption? Where do we see the biggest success? When the public and private partnerships are involved, or when there is a strong policy support, where as usual we have adequate funding and financing, or when there is sufficient community engagement. And I think the audience has agreed, kind of, on the public-private partnerships. And perhaps our experts could actually comment on that a bit before we go to the next question.
Maybe this was something I wanted to comment on after Wolfgang. I think it's worth noting from our study, cities in Amsterdam and Helsinki, they're the ones who have built a lot of public trust by openly sharing data and also demonstrating to the citizens the positive impact of AI on their lives. So this transparency, I think is a key success factor.
Thank you.
What is so here shown is quite an overview, and it is okay. The policy support is maybe crucial because what you need here is this regulation system that allows to handle AI in a proper way, and also to have a data security and data transparency. This must be all provided through this proper regulation systems for applying AI. This is maybe necessary to talk about. What else is important, this is not listed here, that we need kind of task forces in the cities for AI knowledge accumulation through capacity building and training. Yeah. There is little AI literacy now, and this must grow. And I think for this, we have some examples, which is Estonia, which have a large share of training activities running in the country, and I think this must be also here undertaken in our cities.
Yeah, great, thank you. I'd like to now take that a bit further, and when we're looking at the kind of future horizon, and we're looking at all of the strategies that the cities are planning for 2030, 2050, what are some of the most promising AI technologies for cities to adopt? And what do you think could be the AI application that could happen in the coming years? Where is the biggest potential for scale up across cities?
Maybe I can talk. I can take this question. So yes, it's important to take a look at both technologies and applications. Of course, not everyone in the city can implement specific technologies. I would say only a few of the group in the city that have the competence to develop and run technologies. So the fourth thing is that we need to have a good infrastructure. Without any infrastructure, so we couldn't implement any technology, and also for the technical person, so they need to think about, okay, how we can provide the services to the citizens. Yes, here is the technology map. I would say we can divide these technologies into two dimensions. One is this AI paradigms, which will tell us how we're gonna solve a specific AI problem. It doesn't matter if it's in transportation, energy, urban management, healthcare. So we need to categorize the way how we solve the problem. So based on the specific expertise, we're gonna train, or we're gonna learn from the others. We're gonna give some educational programs. Here we can from the left hand side to the right hand side on horizontal axis, we have the very old way to solve the problem, this rule based, to the very modern ways where we have this big data technologies. So given a specific problem, we're gonna think about how we can apply these specific paradigms. So on the y or vertical axis, we have the AI problems. So I would say we need to clearly understand, okay, which problem we're gonna solve, which specific task that we're gonna analyze. So here we have this perception, reasoning, knowledge, planning, communication. So it's from the very simple task to the very complex task. So depending on the problems, we're gonna look for the specific technology. So to summarize, so for a technical person, so we might need this categorization to better apply a specific way to solve a specific problem. We shouldn't mix everything together. We shouldn't mix the tasks together. we shouldn't mix the way of solving the problems together. So we have to have a very specific knowledge map of AI. So regarding this implementation, yeah, I would say Wolfgang has introduced these 7 domains. They are, they are quite comprehensive in each of the domains. So we still have a big room to develop the specific techniques. Just for example, for if you look at city administration, so we are, for most of the governmental organizations, the efficiency of their work is not so high. They don't have any AI technology. So, but I understand that it will take some time for them to understand, to be engaged, to use the technologies. But if we can provide some successful story, if we can demonstrate some cases, that will be very crucial for the city administration to change their mind, to adapt their way of working. Yeah, that's my.
Thank you, Mengjie. I think that was a very good point, that we need to actually provide some good examples and best practices to the city so that they can also understand the application. And one of the ways of how to do that is also these cafes that we have here. I know that Wolfgang, you wanted to still add a couple of points, but maybe we can be a bit more conscious of the time. And I'd like to actually talk a bit more about the barriers.
Yeah, we can talk so long. And what is maybe I just want to mention a few of our domains where the things which may come, they occur now little by little, but they will grow. What is here to be seen is for city administration, the document management, the retrieval and summary of content, which is then automatically done through AI, will be a big relief for the officers in the administrations, for the people working in IT and AI departments. AI supported coding. Code generation done by AI is a big issue. It is already done. In Amsterdam, they are using this. No, they want to use it. They are not allowed. But in Prague, they are using this. They let AI make the programs and adapt. Okay, but in standard, you are saving a lot of time. This is what is referring to administration. Regarding as a mobility and traffic, there will be a big increase necessary because of traffic flow, which is still a problem. And what will also come is this multimodal, this multimodal mobility guiding, so that the people can seamless jump from their car to the bus to the train, and they are guided through an app where they shall do this and when, because then it's faster for them. I think that this is important. Urban data analytics and urban planning will be in the future supported to a much larger scale through AI. What will also come is this personalized so health services and social services to support the aging population, the not so healthy ones, by getting help in time, but by getting the medication that they need because of changing health condition, which can be online monitored. This is all things which may happen in the not so far future.
Thank you. In the meantime, we have already screened the questions about the barriers.
Mhm.
So I'd like to maybe ask those who have not voted yet to at least still bear a bit with us, and can you think about what are the biggest barriers for adopting AI in cities? And I'm gonna ask you, the experts, to also comment on that. We see that currently the prevailing answer is privacy and ethical concerns are the biggest barrier. And I see Caroline nodding, so I guess you would like to comment, and you potentially agree with our audience.
Yeah. Yes, we have distilled the primary challenges to adopting AI-driven solutions in cities in our study, and agreed with the audience. A lot of them fall under the societal, which is privacy and ethical concerns. But what the audience may not know is there are also economic and technological barriers as well. So economic investment and implementation costs for AI infrastructure, hardware and software are very high. So that is a barrier, and not to mention that there are also ongoing maintenance and upgrade requirements of AI infrastructure. And then finding the skilled personnel in AI techniques can also be very difficult and expensive to employ. So certainly economic considerations there. And technical AI techniques, though promising, it still needs to overcome hurdles of data availability and quality. It still has a lot of challenges there. And it's also fair to say that AI techniques are still facing uncertainties due to lack of standardization and compatibility among different devices and platforms. And this black box model, there are also issues of accountability. It remains difficult to attribute responsibility for errors in AI systems, which then links back to all this can undermine public trust and acceptance. If AI systems are not robust, it can perpetuate and exacerbate biases.
Yeah, and thank you. That absolutely resonates with me. And I also wanted to ask you a bit more about what you have briefly mentioned is the energy demand of AI applications, because we talk here about a lot the sustainable and smart cities and climate neutral cities and the goals for diminishing energy demand. However, from everything that we see so far, the AI application is actually quite the opposite. So if you can just briefly comment on that, and then I'm going to take it to the Q&A.
Yeah. AI infrastructure involves data centers, and there's so much publicity about how energy consuming data centers. In fact, some studies were saying it can account to 1 to 2% of global electricity consumption. So essentially, it's important to look at the energy efficiency of data centers. And on this, I have to say there are quite interesting research coming up. There are technologies called immersion cooling technologies that can cool data centers, and also to look at using novel heat storage methods using phase change materials, PCM, to then store these low temperature for even up to 6 months, and then bridging the gap between heat production and demand. So the heat generated from all these AI centers actually could be useful. So there are promising and interesting research on that facet that hopefully can alleviate some of these problems with AI data centers.
Great, thank you. That's extremely fascinating. I love that. I am very conscious of the time, and I've promised our audience, who have been very good and patient, to actually have a Q&A with our experts. So please, if you have any questions, if there's anything that would really be interesting to you, that you would like to know from our experts, now is the time. You just need to raise your hand and unmute yourself. And Alice, please. Yes.
Hi. So first of all, thank you very much for the interesting discussion. And I was wondering, first of all, if the study is available somewhere to read. And if so,
sure. we have to deliver in the next days. We still are adapting a little bit, but sure, it will be public. Yeah.
Okay, good. And then the second question was, so I'm writing a thesis about how the fundamental values shape AI governance in smart cities. And now I was wondering if maybe you have an opinion on that, how the fundamental values of the EU might shape AI governance and their approach to smart cities. It's a difficult question, but maybe you have an idea for something. So
once again, for me, it's not precise. Can you repeat what is the key, what the central question you want to answer?
Yeah, how
to get answered?
Okay, so how does the EU ensure that the AI applications in smart cities align with the core values of the EU, which would be human dignity, freedom, democracy, equality, rule of law, and human rights?
Yeah, so the EU, they have published a kind of framework, so a document where they have listed this all. But to be honest, the EU can only somehow provide kind of guiding content. They don't have the authority to force people or to force cities or whomever how they shall apply. Yeah, I think we have some guidelines regarding data security, data transparency. This is all somehow listed in. I think you know this. Let me have a look how they are called. They have a the DSA and the DMA. Have you heard of this? Yeah, you know this. Yeah, these are two documents where they have this regulation somehow condensed to identify the possibilities to support people to have more trust in this. Yeah. But I think this, when you go into detail into these documents, you have a kind of background what EU is providing for having this AI applications done in a secure way to be accepted by the population to feel somehow trust and acceptance.
Okay, great.
This is my view only. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions or any other comments, or potentially you also have some inputs from your city or from your project on the implementation of AI?
I might have another question.
Sure.
Well, I don't think we've mentioned China in this discussion today. And given that China is very rapid in its smart city development, I have to ask something about China. Do you think that there are any aspects of China's smart city models or AI applications that you might consider integrating?
I can answer, but we have a Chinese guy here who can answer too.
Yes, I would say the Chinese market is very big. They have really wide applications. I couldn't say which specific techniques that is crucial for the smart cities. If you have a really big market, if you have really big number of customers, they can, of course, collect really a big amount of data. For example, if you look at this online shopping or this Chinese Uber company. They have a really big demand, so the team is very big. So the things that the big companies they have the power to manipulate the data and divide and also design the algorithms, and of course they have the support from the government, but still they need to create value. They need to bring some profit. So I would say both the government support and the power of the company could be could borrowed from China to EU for some successful implementations, and still we need some people to take care of the data privacy, data security, and that could not be managed by smaller companies when you have a really big amount of data and information. So, I would say this industry giant could be something important for success in China, because the regulations, the policies are quite different between China and the EU. So it's difficult to just copy and paste. But if we can solve the problem of data infrastructure and some kind of government support in EU, I would say it will be much easier. Yeah.
May I contribute to the answer? To be honest, we had a chapter of several pages to show the differences between Asian cities and European cities regarding smart cities and the AI application. We have erased it because we don't have so much space for our study. But I have taken an old version now and have a look at, and I just have made a summary of key differences here. And the European cities, they emphasize ethics, privacy, sustainability, making them strong in areas related to responsible AI use. Yeah? We are weaker because we have slower implementation, we have a fragmentation over countries and cities, and we have a public skepticism on AI applications. The opportunities there are largely driven by cross-border collaboration and sustainability goals, while threats are mainly related to public resistance and regulatory constraints. This was the small statement for European cities. For Asian cities, there's written they are focusing on rapid deployment and innovation supported by government-driven, which means by the nation, somewhat driven AI strategies and top-down planning. Yeah? However, privacy concerns and ethical issues around surveillance may create risks, and geopolitical tensions may pose significantly threats to their AI ambitions. Yeah? So the opportunities lie in urbanization, in governmental support, with threats including authoritarian AI use and global criticism. Yeah, so which means, in a few words, you cannot compare the smart city concept of China with the smart city concept of Europe. You can even not compare the smart city concept of Europe with the smart city concept of the USA. They have a different viewpoint. Yeah, Europe is very much concentrated on sustainability. Even in Europe, you have differences. In Vienna, you have a very high social component included, yeah? Which is missing in some cities. It is growing now, but earlier it was not the case. So you have here quite different situations which you cannot compare properly.
Thank you very much, Wolfgang, and thank you, Alice, for the questions. I'm afraid that we will have to wrap up quite quickly because we have extended the time already by quite some time. But if you have any further questions or if you have any comments, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us, not only Alice, but everyone, through all of our social media, our website, and then we will transfer those questions to our experts. We would like to invite you to continue this conversation at the Smart City Expo World Congress on the 7th of November between 12 to 2:30 at the European Commission booth, where you can meet and talk to our experts more about how to harness AI for urban development. I'd like to ask you for very brief key takeaways. And I'm going to really ask you to keep it very brief. So if you can sum it up in a couple of keywords, that would be great. So.
Right, I'll go first. One keyword: social trust and acceptance, preparing the mindset for establishing AI.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, AI is a collection of knowledge, data, tools, skills. We need this knowledge base that is comprehensive for handling the different tasks.
Thank you. Great.
Yes, we'll focus on AI shall strengthen sustainability and resilience in the cities, in the world for all.
Great. Thank you so much. That's an amazing message that I'm hoping that we're leaving our audience with. So those of you who are in Barcelona, again, we would like to see you there at the booth on the 7th between 12 and 2:30 to talk to our experts. And those of you who are not able to be there, stay connected with us through the website or through LinkedIn and X, aka Twitter, on the handles that are displayed on the screen. Thank you so much for all the involvement and engagement and answering all our questions. A big thanks to our experts for all of their knowledge sharing and inputs. Good luck with finalizing the study, and I'm looking forward to see all of you at the next edition of the Scalable Cities Café. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, and have a great afternoon.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
You too.
You too.